Test 1, 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Macon-Bibb County Commissioners meeting. Tonight is Tuesday, May the 4th, 2021, and we'd like to officially call this meeting to order. We welcome all of you at home. We'll begin with our prayer tonight, which will be led by Commissioner Bill Howell from District 7, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Bill Howell. Those of you who will, please stand.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, in thy name we have assembled, and in thy name we seek thy guidance. For we know that we've been blessed to live in this place at this time. We understand that we are chosen by you to lead this great city we call home. Lord, I pray that we take that responsibility very seriously, and that we put aside petty conflicts that tend to divide us. Please keep our eyes on the goal, that we were to do good and what is right in your eyes, and for our communities that we represent this evening. Father, you have taught us in your word that peace and harmony are the strength of all well-ran organizations. I pray that brotherly love will prevail in everything that we do. Lord, I pray that you will teach us as leaders to be examples of friendship that you expect us to be. I pray that you show us and our spiritual leaders how to bring our communities and people together. Teach us that the value of life that we represent is fragile and that we need to protect it in every way. Teach us how to settle our differences in a more civil manner. Now, Father, I pray that you will have your way in every decision we make here this evening. Bless the proceedings both here and later in the evening. I pray that you'll put your hand of protection around us as we travel back to our places of abode. Keep us and all of our neighbors safe. Show us your mercy. Lead us in the way you would have us go. All this I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. This time I'd have Attorney Michael McNeil to come forward and introduce one of our new hirees.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As y'all may know, Attorney Michelle Harris left our office about 2 months ago, and so I am just delighted to introduce to y'all today Sarah Davis, who has taken over as our newest Assistant County Attorney. Sarah comes to us from as a graduate of University of Georgia School of Law, an honors graduate, and after law school clerked for the bankruptcy court here in town, and has worked for the last 3 years or so with Houston Church down in Warner Robins. And so we feel that she's going to be a very strong asset for the county, and we're very excited to welcome her here, and I just wanted to introduce her to y'all.
Thank you. At this time, we'll move to the approval of the minutes, and then we'll have a proclamation given. So at this time, we have the approval of minutes from April the 20th, 2021, our regular commission meeting. I get a motion to approve. Got a motion by Commissioner Wynn, second by Commissioner Bronson. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Thank you. At this time, we do have a proclamation, and we actually have two groups in attendance tonight. We're doing one proclamation that will be read by Commissioner Elaine Lucas, and we'll do two presentations on that proclamation. We'll ask representatives from the Southern Choice Theory as well as River Edge to come forth, please. We are recognizing National Mental Health Awareness Month tonight. And Commissioner Lucas, I appreciate your willingness to help us in this proclamation.
Good evening. When the mayor asked me about reading the mental health proclamation, I said, yes, we all need it. Ladies, would you stand over here so that they can see you as we read this? These are proclamations from the Office of the Mayor, Macon-Bibb County, Georgia. And I'll read one, and then, Mayor, are you going to present to both?
I will.
Okay. Whereas Mental Health Awareness Month has been observed in May in the United States since 1949, and prevention is an effective way to reduce the burden of mental illnesses. And whereas mental illnesses are real and prevalent in our nation, and there is a strong body of research that supports specific tools that all Americans can use to better handle challenges and to protect their health and well-being. And whereas with early and effective treatment, those individuals with mental illnesses can recover and lead full, productive lives. And whereas each business, school, government, agency, healthcare provider, organization, and citizen share the burden of mental illnesses and have a responsibility to promote mental wellness and support prevention efforts. And whereas the purpose of Mental Health Awareness Month is to raise awareness and educate the public about mental illnesses, such as the 18.1% of Americans who suffer from depression, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder, the realities of living with these conditions, and strategies for attaining mental health and wellness. And whereas, additionally, Mental Health Awareness Month also aims to draw attention to suicide, which can be precipitated by some mental illnesses, and it strives to reduce the stigma or the negative attitudes and misconceptions that surround mental illnesses. Now, therefore, the Mayor, the Honorable Lester M. Miller, does hereby proclaim May 2021 as Mental Health Awareness Month in Macon-Bibb County. And we all call upon the citizens, governmental agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools in Macon-Bibb County to recommit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of mental health, the steps our citizens can take to protect their mental health, and the need for appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental illnesses at all ages and stages. In witness whereof, the mayor has hereunto set his hand and caused the seal of the consolidated government of Macon-Bibb County to be affixed. And this is signed on yesterday, and it's signed by our mayor, the Honorable Lester M. Miller. And he has a copy for both of you. Okay.
Attorney McNeil, do we have any public comments on agenda items? No, sir. Thank you. At this time, not aware of any new or old business. We'll move on to consent agenda. We have consent agenda items tonight that was previously voted on at the county commission meeting last Tuesday morning. Items A through Q. Can I get a motion for approval? Got a motion to Commissioner Wynn and Pro Tem Clark. Commissioner Lucas, you may heard.
Yes, sir. I would like for us to have item F read with permission, your permission, and the others. I think this is a real important one, and I'd like to have
Yes,
it
ma'am.
read, please.
Thank you, Commissioner Lucas. Item F is an ordinance concerning the appropriation of monies, and I'll ask the clerk to read that item, please. Item F. I'll read it. This is an ordinance to authorize the appropriation of up to $3,790,976 from the 2018 SPOS proceeds as provided for herein for the payment of costs related to upgrades at the Bibb County Law Enforcement Center, the purchase of new fire training center, and the purchase of land for a new fire station. That was the motion that was previously granted. The commissioners and mayor have been in contact with the sheriff's department. As you know, we had the sheriff here just a few weeks ago. We discussed some issues that we're having at the jail, which consisted of some outdated locks that needed to have, as well as replacing some cell doors. This commission agreed to approve funds and to move SPOS funds forward to make sure that project was started ahead of time. We also have taken a site visit to the training center here in Macon-Bibb County, as well as Houston County, and the commission unanimously decided at that time that we needed a severe upgrade and replacement of our facility there at the fire department. This item F is that ordinance basically allocating those funds and determine to the public to let them know that we all support this and where the funds will be coming for.
Okay, I think all commissioners were going to co-sign with you on that.
Yes,
Did we
ma'am.
co-sponsor?
Yeah, we had the clerk notated on the permanent records that all commissioners have agreed to co-sponsor that resolution. Is that okay with you, Commissioner Watkins?
Yes.
Okay. You were looking at me like maybe you had a question, so I was reading
Kind
your eyes.
of, and and I wasn't here last week, so, but yeah. How much is it for the jail? I'm scared to ask.
Excuse me. Did you have a question, or you're okay with that?
Well, I remember from last week that it was 3.7 were needed for the jail locks and stuff.
Yeah, $3 million.
Like when you mentioned this one, it mentioned the fire station.
Yeah, this includes, we allocated funds, we moved up the SPOS money. The sheriff had some money in the budget for a couple years down the road. We moved that up to go ahead and start the first phase, which is all they can do at one given time for the locks, until we get some regulations on the additional monies we may get from the federal government, and also determine exactly how much it's going to cost for one quarter. So we moved $1 million up for that, and we allocated just a little over $2 million for the fire training center, and approximately $500,000 for the purchase of land for a future expansion of the fire department, all in this last motion. Okay, thank you for that. Commissioner Wynn, did you have a question?
Because I'm glad people do watch our meetings on the whatever, Facebook or TV. That the clarification is this training center is going to be where it currently is located. We're just going to use the land out there to improve it, make it better, build a new one. And the site that we have not decided on a site yet for a new fire department, just in case people want to know where it's
That is correct. We have a current site for the training center now at Tinker Drive. We plan at this time, commission plans to keep that location and actually build there. The purchase of an additional fire station was something that we may have a need for that in the future, but we wanted to go ahead and approve those funds in case the need arises from a further SPOS or other allocation of funds. So we have not identified a site at all on that yet. So I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. Any other questions in regard to the consent agenda? We do have a need to go into executive session tonight for a couple of issues to handle. Before we go into executive sessions, are there any questions concerning the agenda itself? Okay, since there are no questions, at this time I entertain a motion to go into executive session for consideration of a record made exempt from public inspection or disclosure pursuant to open records. I'm sorry, I thought we took a vote on it. We didn't take a vote on it? No. Oh, my bad. We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. Thank you, that motion carries. Commissioner Lucas asked a question in the middle of my vote and threw me off for a second. So that does pass unanimously. Thank you very much. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for consideration of record made exempt from public inspection or disclosure pursuant to Open Records Act. Not only with disclosure of exempt materials in an open meeting, discussion of consultation with an attorney or legal counsel to discuss pending or potential litigation, settlement claims, or administrative procedures, or other judicial action brought about by Macon-Bibb County. That is my motion. Can I get a second? Got a second by Commissioner Jones. Any discussion in regards to going to executive session? Hearing no questions, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. We are now in executive session. We should be out momentarily, and at the completion of the executive session, if no action is taken further, we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you. I can get a motion to come out of executive session. Got a motion by Commissioner Lucas, second by Commissioner Wynn. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. We're now in executive session. Members, we don't have any public comments on non-agenda items tonight. We did have several items that will be referred to committee of a whole. I'm not going to read those in their entirety tonight. You can see those A through F. I am aware of several other items that you will get, mostly appointments that you have asked for and some that we're going to make to various boards. I will send those to you prior to hopefully Friday once we get all of our evaluations and resumes done, as well as background checks. And we'll have those added to the agenda for our committee meeting next Tuesday. If you have anything that needs to be added and hasn't been added yet, it's still in legal. And once everything gets completed there, we'll add those to the calendar. Commissioner Lucas, did you have a final say?
Yes, sir. I wanted to announce two important things concerning my 300-pound, 26-year-old late baby boy, Al. Al will be inducted into the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame posthumously under the Legends category. And we are very, very proud of that. And also the Al Lucas Memorial Scholarships will be awarded later on this month via a Zoom celebration. And so those scholarships for the last 16 years, I can't believe he's been gone that long, but April 10th was 16 years. And we've been awarding scholarships through the Community Foundation for all of those 16 years. And we are just thrilled to do it. And they're awarded to scholar athletes with good records of community service. And so if y'all get a chance, tune in to that Zoom. I'll put it somewhere. I'll get it to them, and they can put it on our 14 so that y'all can be a part of that. But I just wanted to announce those things. Thank you.
And congratulations. No other further business that brings us here tonight. This meeting is hereby adjourned.